Great Thursday evening. Hope you had a wonderful January 9th. Do you know this morning I kept on saying it was January 10th? Just rushing it.
Trying to get me out of here. Oh, man.
Because 2 more days and he goes back to college and he's going to do phenomenal things. We know that the Lord has great plans. And we are in Psalms 41 and Proverbs 9. So I'm going to see if he's ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Proverbs 9, verse 6. Do not rebuke mockers or they will hate you. Rebuke the wise and they will love you. That's, what?
That's 8. I'm sorry, did you say 6?
Yeah, I'm verse 8, my bad. Yeah, so I'm just seeing on the news all this foolishness. And I don't even need to see a mug shot because I know who's doing it. I know who the perpetrators are. But the thing is, like, I know I may be like real hard on them, and it may be a form of self-hatred. But instead of trying to like just be like, oh, I know who it is, or just trying to talk down on us, like, I have to try to help us and try to solve the problem. Because I can talk about these young black men all I want, or like who are,
or females.
A lot of times females too. Yeah, young black people, the young black community in general. But instead of just like talking about them, try to help them.
Right.
But we know where it's mostly happening. But yeah, you can talk about people, but that's not gonna help anything.
It's not gonna help.
So help them instead. Like try to solve it.
And I'm on a leadership team at the school, and we're talking about, oh my goodness, it's not only in the streets, but what is going on within the schools as far as they have gotten to the point where like no one cares. You could take away graduation, you could take away this event, you could take away playing on this team. It's like their conscience is seared like and we know that's in the New Testament, hot iron, but it's just gotten to the point where like, what do we do? I spoke to a grandmother today, and she was like, I tried everything. And she has had cancer, and she now has custody of her grandkids, and she's just up in arms. What are we to do? I mean, it's so much. Well, the promise is that wisdom is still there. It cries out even in the city, in the urban places, in the highest places. Verse 3 says that she crieth upon the highest places of the city. And she bids us to forsake the foolish. Any type of craziness that we're into ourselves as adults, as families, any type of wasting time, cut it off. Right? Let's really get before the Lord. And it says, and live and go in the way of understanding. The Lord will show his will to his people, how to even maneuver through this manure. That's funny.
Yeah, that was good.
Thank you.
All right, now moving on to Psalms.
41.
Yeah, 41. Verse, I believe it's 5. Yeah. My enemies say of me in malice, when will he die and his name perish? So we all gonna die. I think I said this the other day, like it could be in the next few minutes, next 10 years, and nobody knows, can predict. Only God knows, and that's one thing that's for certain. But how we will be remembered when we do die, that's what is not certain. Like that's what's dependent on how we live and how many lives we impact. So we don't have to have kids. We don't have to they doesn't have to be that type of legacy, because I know not everybody can have kids. But the people that you reach, sometimes that can be more of an impact than if you do have children. So, beautiful. Just be careful how you're interacting with people, because that's how you'll be remembered when you're not here anymore.
Yes. And make sure that we're taking care of the least of these, right? Because a lot of times you're talking about babies or folks, they're the ones who are maybe emotionally or socially or mentally without or poor. And it says in verse 1, blessed is he or she that considereth them, the poor, not only monetarily, but it's a way of thinking. The Lord will deliver them out in the time of trouble. Let's make sure that we are upholding the Lord's will and we are blessing the Lord from everlasting to everlasting. Verse 13, while we're doing the work of the Lord. But let's be mindful of how we treat one another. And we're all on a mission and on an assignment. But thank you, Timotheus, for sharing. And let's enjoy the evening and the fruits of our labor and get good rest. Good night.